Yeah, what's good, my London Reacts fam? You see the screen, we got draft picks 22 to 32. Is it 22? Yeah, 22 to 32. So we're going to finish off the first round of these draft picks, and then obviously I'm not going to watch all of the rest of them. I'm going to go in and just try and analyze the Rams picks, to be honest, and see who we've got coming in. And do a bit of research, see get my own opinion on those players. You guys let me know, how do I go about seeing the sort of pre-season camp? Does that get filmed? Is there sort of content that's put out on that? Because I believe we start off with 90 or 93 players or something like that, and then that gets reduced down to 53 by the time the season starts. So it'll be super interesting to see how that gets done, what the training looks like, and get a sort of first glimpse at some of these new signings, new picks. So yeah, that's that. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button, joining the family. We're on the road to 10k, and there's no one doing it like me from the UK. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. Don't forget as well, you can join the London Reacts family. That's where you can see some of the content that I've got coming. You can see it straight away. You can dictate exactly what I react to, as some of you already know and already do. So yeah, that's the place to be, man. Join it. Let's see this.
With the 22nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Mesidor, linebacker, Miami.
Linebacker.
Lance, you just turned to me, you said, I love this pick. Keep in mind, I'm looking at your write-up, 25 before the draft, a little bit on the older side.
Yeah, a little bit on the older side, and he gets to learn behind Khalil Mack. But let me tell you, he plays like his hair is on fire. He was 280 pounds.
What flag is this? Is that Haiti? I'm not too familiar.
Last year, played 3 technique. So he just did whatever he needed to do. Guess what he did? He slimmed down, and yet he's still a very difficult guy to handle both inside and outside. So he'll still rush inside.
Akeem Mesidor, edge, Miami, Florida, 6'3", 259 pounds. He's a motor. All right.
He's got great rush outside. He's got very, very clean hands. So his hand fighting is quick and efficient. There's not a lot of wasted motion. You'll see that on every one of his reps. He's got violent hands, but they're also fast and sudden. He's got the ability to bend and trim the edge and get to the quarterback very, very quickly. And then his ability as an interior rusher, I think, is what sets him apart, because he just knows how to get slippery in the gaps, and he is a nightmare for guards. Just a real mismatch problem. Not all outside rushers who come inside, Bucky, can turn it loose as an interior rusher. You got to have a little toughness, and you got to have some know-how for how to be slippery around those long arm guards and those big wide bodies.
Here's another one we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he looks like he's nimble. He looks like he can get away from his marker, and then once he gets you in his sights, he's locking on.
Ruben Bain earlier, and how the playoffs really elevated their stock. I think the same thing happened for Akeem Mesidor. When you watched him play throughout the playoffs, he dominated at the point of attack. It was one wrecks, the other destroys. His versatility, being able to rush from outside and inside, is problematic. And you think he now gets an opportunity to sit and learn with Khalil Mack.
Before we move on, so my Rams fans, Rams, it's a bit of a tongue twister. My Rams fans out there, who did you guys want to see us draft? Who is the most interesting picks to look out for? Let me know.
The 23rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Malachi Lawrence, defensive end, University of Central Florida.
Malachi Lawrence. Malachi is actually one of my names. Shout out Malachi.
So this is a name for both of you guys that you had in the first round. Do we like this pick for Dallas?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like it enough to put a Dallas Cowboys hat on?
Oh, wow. I don't.
Okay.
There's not a pick they could make there. I'm putting that hat on again. But I'll say this, man. He was a fast riser. Malachi Lawrence gets off the ball. He is a really explosive tester. He's got good length. But I told the story the other day when I was...
7 sacks, 11 TFLs in 2025. What's a TFL? Yeah, I don't know. What's a TFL? Someone let me know. But 7 sacks is impressive. I like seeing sacks. Pause.
Watching him and charting him, I put a piece of paper down and I started saying, okay, dip and rip, He had a club move, inside spin counter. I'm
not gonna lie. If I played American football, I think this might be my position. Like, all jokes aside, I think I'd put on a bit of weight, and this would be my position.
5 different moves in one game. It is clear that he has put a lot of work in the offseason into filling out his bag with multiple counters, multiple go-to moves. He's just worked.
It's that 40-inch vertical, 10 on the long jump. Is that it? That used to be my sport as well, long jump, and I got a pretty decent vertical.
Did his craft, and when you see him at the top of the rush, he's got a lot of different ways to get past the tackle. And there it is.
There we go. You did like it.
You did it.
There it is.
You did it. So
I guess I like the pick.
So now this is what
I've heard this before. Why do they call the Cowboys America's team? Someone let me know.
Love it.
This is what's interesting. So I would say the football world finally became acquainted with Malachi Lawrence at the NFL scouting combine.
Yeah.
We had an opportunity to see him for a while at East West Shrine.
Yeah.
However, there wasn't a lot of buzz and conversation about his performance at that game, like during practices and those things. Like, not a lot of conversation that we had, even when we met with the coaches.
Yeah.
So the thing
crazy. No one was talking about it.
No one was talking about it. So that's the thing that I would say maybe would give you a little pause. But remember,
with the 24th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Casey Concepcion, wide receiver, Texas A&M.
So Concepcion becomes just the second wide receiver at Texas A&M to be selected in the first round in the Common Draft era. The other one is a pretty good one, a future Hall of Famer in Mike Evans. And I look at the rankings right now on NFL.com for you, Bucky, at the slot wide receiver position. You had him ranked 4th.
Yeah, I had him ranked 4th. And the thing about him is, and I've learned this from Green Bay, you always like the guys who have punt return ability. He has big-time punt return ability, and what that tells you is he's going to be terrific with the ball in his hands when it comes to run after catch. When you watch him, I know people talk about the number of drops that he has, but he makes some tough, courageous catches over the middle of the field. But this is the part that we talk about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Once he gets in his stride, he's off. His burst of pace is a weapon. And obviously, these are only good highlights. So from these highlights, he looks like he catches pretty good to me.
In the return game, being able to take it the distance, those things translate, because when you get him the ball on those intermediate routes, when he catches the ball over the middle of the field, he's going to make you miss. Nice pick for them.
I love seeing all of these, like all of this support around him, like not just him, just the NFL players or the future NFL players in general, it's just a lot of love in the room.
Think about how they're trying to build out their receiver core. They weren't looking for a number one. They're looking for a piece of the puzzle that they can use in the slot to make life easier for the quarterback.
Yeah, he is a great separator. Like, he is so sudden out of his breaks. And I think this is, I don't know if Shedeur is going to be the quarterback of the future or not. I know that if he wins that battle against Deshaun Watson, or if Deshaun Watson wins it, either way, they're going to have a guy who gets open underneath. So what I like about Casey Concepcion is he's got quick win ability with his ability to get in and out of breaks quickly and uncover quickly. And then, as Bucky mentioned, the yards after catch, the wiggle to elude first tackler and make a big play. The punt return is an added value. The catch success is a little up and down, but it was worse the year before at NC State.
With the 25th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Dylan Thieneman, defensive back, Oregon.
All right, there was some buzz here. Once again, a lot of our mocks on NFL.com had Thieneman going in the first round, a variety of teams that he could have landed, but Lance, the fit here for Chicago. You had it here on 3.0, so to you, this probably makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, I really liked it because what he allows you to do. See, I didn't, in mock 4.0, I thought he would probably be gone. But here's the thing, he actually makes great sense for Dennis Allen's defense because he likes to change the pictures after the snap, and that's something Dylan Thieneman can really do. Like, he can line up near the line of scrimmage, he can line up in the post as a single high. This is part of his, he's got this range to get over the top and take it away. He can play near the line of scrimmage. He truly is a player that you can really move around, not only pre-snap, but post-snap as well. He's got takeaway talent, 6 interceptions in Purdue the year before he came to Oregon. And, he's a solid run defender. I think he's, I wouldn't call him a plus run defender, but he's not going to hurt you as a run defender either. So what I like about Buck is that you can move him all over the field, but what you're going to get is an instinctive playmaking type of player.
Yeah, you can get all of that. I have him as I've wrote down in my notes, MLB center fielder with the range that he displays. He can track it down.
I ain't gonna lie, in this white suit, bro looking fresh. Bro making me want to wear this fit. This fit is clean.
In the middle of the field, great nose for the ball, anticipation awareness, ball skills. I thought he was a solid tackler, crafty blitzer. When I talk about the triangle, I am talking about being able to play deep middle, in the box, and in the slot. He is unique because he can do all of those things really well. And as more teams are utilizing these nickel, big safety defenses, he has some versatility to move around in Dennis Allen's defense.
With the 26th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Keelan Rutledge, guard, Georgia Tech.
God.
Oh.
You said he's a dog.
Dirt dog. Okay. So, D'Amico Ryan's whole
Strains to finish. What does that mean? Strains to finish.
thing is swarm. And what he likes guys that are just nasty and tough. And Will Anderson, Kamari Lassiter, think of that. This is the biggest bully on the block in the whole offensive line group for the
He dragged him about 10, 15 yards.
Entire year. Keelan Rutledge. It's finish after finish after finish. He won't win every fight, but he's going to be in it. And you put him in the phone booth, and one of you is going to come out bruised and scraped, and it's usually going to be the other guy. And like I said, it's not always pretty with Keelan Rutledge, but this is what you get every time. So clearly, Keelan Rutledge is one of these players that fit that swarm
Yeah, bro, looking like a flat pack bully. Bro ain't giving up nothing.
tough mentality. You've now added Braden Smith, who's a rugged run blocker, Keelan Rutledge, who is a run blocker that can play left guard for him. They're still on the lookout for a center. They got Wyatt Teller that they added in the offseason. This entire offseason has been about establishing the run and physicality and doing that to make C.J. Stroud's job easier.
Lance talked about it. Bully ball specialist in my nose. Pulling kick monster. He nails edge defenders on the thing. You talk about D'Amico Ryan wanting to upgrade what they have at the point of attack. A much rougher and tougher offensive line.
With the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back, San Diego State.
So this was quite a defensive set of picks recently.
All right, so this is a Mountain West Co-Defensive Player of the Year. It's a G5 player getting taken in the first round at the corner position.
Man, I love that comparison, Tre'Davious White, because that's what I had in my notes. When you watch him play, he is solid in every aspect of his game. Whether it's man-to-man zone coverage, on, off, he does all those things very, very well. The ball skills are there. You can see him make plays on it time and time again. The one thing that you love from your corners is they have to be able to tackle now in space. Can you get people down one-on-one? He was very competitive at the Senior Bowl when you looked at the clips. All of those things you like. The question that you had, recovery speed, because there were a bunch of times in the game you see him chasing guys down from behind, knocking it there. The ball's underthrown, he make plays. He seemingly answered that with his combine performance, but it shows up on tape that guys are...
I love to see that, man. Got beautiful misses as well. I love to see that.
Initially run past him. Can he fix that little technical flaw in his coverage skill?
Yeah, he's got some Byron Murphy to me and the way he can just shadow routes underneath. And this is what Bucky's talking about right here. The ball's underthrown. I don't know that he plays as fast vertically as he tested, but I do know this. It's hard to find another cornerback. He's kind of low cut, which means that he's able to change direction really quickly. He follows those. He's as good as anybody in the draft other than Mansour Delaney, following those comeback routes, those curls. He can really shadow them. He does a good job with route anticipation, and he's just a very natural, instinctive corner, just consistent snap after snap after snap. Good pick for the Miami Dolphins, who have just a variety of needs, but cornerback was one of them.
With the 28th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Caleb Lomu, tackle, Utah.
Okay.
So it's another...
Yeah, this is sick. This is what I'm used to seeing, all of these hats, and then they just pick the one that they get. That's sick.
bully from Salt Lake City that hears his name called. Fanu was the first one. Lomu now the second Utah player that is taken in round number 1. One of you guys just name checked him.
Well, look, man, I'm gonna say this. I'm the high guy on him. I've known it.
Look at his missus all crying for him. That's real love, man. That's real love.
Entire time, I thought he was a natural left tackle prospect. Nimble, quick feet, balanced body control, all the things that you want to see in pass protection. He excelled at. The issue that you had would be him in the run game. Is he solid enough to move people off the ball? In pass pro, there's no question. He is square. He can shadow box and dance. You talk about easy to redirect. He's dancing bear at the point of attack. He does all of those things that you want to see well. In space, he can move. Athletic. He gets on you. He's sticky. The thing that he's not is what some of those other guys are in terms of moving the furniture.
Yeah.
He doesn't move the furniture. He and the furniture just kind of stalemated. But a really good player. But this leads to more questions than answers.
Patriots get 28, Bills get 31, 125. 2 trades back for Brandon Bean and Buffalo. Okay.
In New England.
Oh, I got answers.
We took Will Campbell last year for.
I've got
left
answers.
tackle.
We got a new left tackle. I've got answers. Caleb Lomeu is a new left tackle, and Will Campbell's going to go to the right side or maybe down the guard. I mean, look, here's the thing. Caleb Lomeu still needs more time. He's still very young. He needs more seasoning. He might start the season as a swing tackle. But when it's done, when it's said and done, the short arm left tackle is going to give way to the more natural, true left tackle, Caleb Lomeu. It's in your scatter report. It's in your scatter report. It's in my scatter report. He's a natural left tackle with great feet. He's a natural pass protector. This is where he shines.
Yeah.
And,
With the 29th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Peter Woods, defensive tackle, Clemson.
Is he British? Why has he got a British? Why is there a British flag here? Peter Woods. Okay.
Buck, mock draft 4.0. Did you mock this one? Was this right for you? In this range? I know obviously you didn't have a trade, but
I can't remember. Like, we had so many of them. I know I had them up there at one point. To me, when I think about Peter Woods, I think about Christian Wilkins. In terms of how athletic he is at the point of attack. He is slippery, finds a way to consistently create penetration at the point of attack. You see the athleticism, the way that he bounces outside and tracks runners down. He has all of those things. He is a talented guy. And if you go back and look at the film from last year, you'd be more excited about him than what you saw this year. That said, that talent, that athleticism is there. It's about putting him in the right system with the right coach, and maybe you can maximize it. But there's no doubt to me that he was going to be a top 20, 30 pick, and so we see it now.
oh, color coordinated.
Ooh, boy, meet me at the altar. You're wager.
that is the way to do it.
Bro, looking like that. I'm not gonna lie, this is fresh. Whole family in white, and you just in the green. That's cold. Bro, looking like Phantom.
The Woods family bringing it.
All white.
I love my
Lance,
people,
as far as what he does on the football field, I was going through one of your reports, and for Peter Woods, I thought it was interesting. You said what he did in 2024 might be a better representation of the upside that he brings to now this Kansas City team.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, he's got a really good first step quickness. He lost a little weight to be quicker, and I think it hurt him at the point of attack. He was moved around a little more easily, but, you know,
He gets the approval from Patrick.
he's got a chance. He's a little bit short arm, but when he's heavier, I think he's better at the point of attack, a little bit more stout.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana.
Oh, do you know what? That name rings a bell. I think I remember watching him in the camp. What was that called again? In the I can't remember what you call it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I think I remember seeing him either doing his 40-yard dash or something. I definitely remember the name Cooper Jr. I think he'd had an impressive show up.
So a little more help for Gang Green on the offensive side. Cooper projected to be sort of the fourth or the fifth wide receiver, at least coming into the day. Going in the first round.
Yeah, I think it might have been the catching drills, actually.
First Indiana wide receiver drafted in round number 1 since Thomas Lewis back in 1994. The hits keep coming for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, the hits keep coming, and this is right around the range for Omar Cooper. And when you look at him,
Yeah. That's why I remember it. Ramsiest. They were saying he was the Ramsiest. That he seemed perfect for the Rams. Okay. It's a shame we didn't get him, though.
He's an interesting player because he's a playmaker on the perimeter. He played in the slot but can bounce outside. You see the physicality and toughness because he's so competitive with the ball in his hands. And when you're the New York Jets, you begin to think about how you're assembling this wide receiver core. You're going to get Kenny Sadiq to control the middle. You use Omar Cooper in the middle. You have Garrett Wilson on the outside. You have now made it a very quarterback-friendly offense because you can attack the middle of the field and you can do it with a variety of different players who can get to various levels. So I do like this pick for the Jets.
He's a different type. And this catch was the catch of the year against Penn State. But he with the ball in his hands, he's a lot like Deebo Samuel. Like in terms of the power in his lower body, the ability to break tackles, add yards after catch. You can see
that drop of the shoulder was mean.
He just really thick, strong lower body that allows him to take the short throw and turn it into extra yardage. But he's also a third-level wide receiver. He's got legitimate 4.4 speed, and there's some deep ball potential that is a little bit untapped in that Indiana offense. He's not really a second-level player. He's not a great route runner. It's something that needs work, and his contested catch percentage needs to rise a little bit, but he's got the ability on the first level and the third level to be an interesting player because he can get you a home run catch, I think, in the NFL vertically, and that's why I think he has some outside. Bucky mentioned inside, outside.
Pittsburgh.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the look of Cooper Jr. I'm curious to see him next season.
Before the Titans pick, congratulations, you set a record for the first night of the draft. 320,000 people here tonight. Congratulations, Pittsburgh. Awesome. With the 31st
How are they fitting 320,000 people in that place? That don't even look like it's big enough.
pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Keldrick Falk, defensive end, Auburn.
Bro, it's fresh.
So we thought there was the possibility that the Tennessee Titans, with the 4th overall pick, might go edge. They trade back into this first round and get an opportunity to take Falk.
Good job there from the general manager as well. Keldrick Falk, I'm interested to see what you think of him, Buck. I have not heard because this is a player who, I know DJ really harped on his lack of production, and I totally get it. Not the most productive player. But when I see his body type, I see, hey, look, Eric Armstead was much bigger. DeForest Buckner was a little bit bigger. A guy like Danico Autry, who I just saw with the Texans, has this similar body type. I think he's going to be 290 pounds. I think I believe his frame can carry a lot more weight. I know sources I had at Auburn say, look, he's just scratching the surface on how big and physically imposing he's going to get. I think this pick pays off Bucky in 2 or 3 years more than just right away.
Yeah, Lance, this is exactly where I had him graded. I had him graded right at the borderline of the first or second round. Dynamic athlete, explosive but not skilled. Great motor, plays hard, but just unskilled in terms of how he plays. To me, he has some developmental potential, and you have to understand that. But it starts with the stance. But what you can't do.
That's also a nice image to look back on, seeing your GM and all the coaching staff and everybody happy, excited for you to come in.
6'6", 285, long arms, very active when it comes to it. And if we just talk about being in the development business, good defensive line coach is going to find a way to use him. Yes. And what I liked about him, he reminded me of a big 5 technique, an old school 4-3 base end. He has some stuff where you look at his disruptive potential against the run.
Yeah.
The pass production will come, but against the run, this dude is heavy.
Okay.
What's going on in Pittsburgh?
No one taught this guy how to speak into a mic. What's going on? Come on, Dylan.
I'm so excited to be here to represent the 12s. Oh, and the reigning Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks! And with that, with the 32nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price, Notre Dame, running back.
First of all, Dylan, well done. Love the passion. And then we're talking.
Boo. Boo. We don't care for the Seahawks. We don't care for the Seahawks. We don't care for the 49ers. And what's the other one again? Can't remember. But those two we don't care for.
About a running back. Look, Mock Draft Live, we've done it for a couple months now, and the majority of the drafts had Fernando Mendoza 1 and had Price at number 32. It just makes sense.
Majority. A majority. It just makes sense. Look, Jadarian Price is a really nice running back. He is very natural. Jadarian Price is real majority. A majority. It just makes sense. Look, Jadarian Price is a really nice running back. He is very natural. I talk about his feel for the contours of the running lane. He can feel run lanes develop. And watch this right here. Watch how slippery he gives you the little cha-cha, the little 1-2-1-2, and has good lateral elusiveness. He's got nice, easy hips. He can take the ball in space and make more yards. He can create for himself with his vision and elusiveness. And then he's got the ability on kick returns. Like, he is a dynamic kick returner. Now, I don't think, Bucky, coming in with I don't think I'd have him returning kicks personally as a rookie based on the fact that, we're really going to need him this year. But this is a part of the game that we don't see much because Jeremiah Love got all the catches, but Jadarian Price got a little ability out of the backfield as well.
Yeah, he has some wiggle. He has some shaking.
I'm not going to lie, he looks good. He looks good. But the Seahawks still going to be arse.
You see two big kick returns in his past where he just goes the distance. You see him run through tackles. When he has the ball in spot duty, you can tell he has some of that ability. When I watch the tape, he reminds me a lot of Josh Jacobs. And we saw Josh Jacobs at Alabama kind of have to do this thing where he was a bit of a role player at Alabama. Then he burst on the scene in the National Football League and becomes a leading rusher. We'll see if Jadarian Price can do that. But the Seattle Seahawks needed a physical running back, and they got one in Price.
There was a lot of themes heading into this year's draft. Number one, it was at quarterback, it was Fernando Mendoza and then everyone else. Well, we were proved wrong a little bit because the Los Angeles Rams at 13 decided to go and take Ty Simpson, right? So that's one. Number two, tight end, there was just one that we would see in the first round. That's exactly what happened with Kenyon Sadiq, who's now rocking another green uniform with the Jets. I'll throw running back into that mix as well because it was Price and clearly Jeremiah Love, the two guys from Notre Dame. I'm looking, Buck, at your rankings on NFL.com position-wise. Your third-ranked running back is Emmett Johnson. I'm just curious, the gap between Price and Johnson, where do you think we're talking about? And it doesn't have to be Johnson. You got Jonah Coleman ranked fourth. But, the point is...
Initially, I'll say this. Initially, I had Emmett Johnson ranked.
So this is the final overview of the first round, of which the Rams got Ty, and everybody else got everybody else. I'm not going to lie, the main ones I'm looking forward to seeing is Mekhi Lemon, Omar Cooper Jr., Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza. Who else caught my eye? There was definitely someone else. Malachi Lawrence. And that's about it. Let's see.
Ranked ahead of Price, and the combine certainly impacted that. That's the only thing that would do it, because when I look at Emmett Johnson as a runner, man, he is a dominant playmaker for Nebraska. Price.
It's crazy. I just found out yesterday that my sister-in-law, she supports the Philadelphia Eagles. That's crazy. And I wanted us to get Mekhi. So yeah, it's insane. So when I go and watch the game in London in September, I'm actually going to go with my partner, her sister, and her fiance, So that should be good.
Role player, you wonder, how's he going to handle a heavy workload? How does that going to do? So that's still to be determined, but we'll see.
All right. That's the end of the first round. We watched the first round, my very first watch of the NFL draft picks, to be honest. So it's been very enjoyable. And yeah, like I said, I'm quite intrigued to see who really comes out on top. Who turns out to be a good signing, who turns out to be a sort of overlooked signing or understated, overstated. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments, how do I see the training camps if I can? And then is there a way for me to just see the Rams picks? I'm going to probably have a little look on ESPN, see what videos I can see around it. But yeah, now I just want to see what we got, what we got going on, because that's all that matters. This is our Rams house. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, man. Help me help you. And I'll see you guys back for the next one. Peace.